Hi, I'm Lucy Foster-Perkins with a core strengthening class for Surf Dome's Surf Fit yoga series. I'm on the cliffs of Uluwatu Surf Villas, but before we get going, I really want to encourage you to take this class at your own pace. We're looking for good, safe technique to build the right strength rather than just making shapes. Let's get going. Take a moment before we get going to just sit in a cross-legged position with the eyes closed and the hands on the knees. And as always, before we get moving, we'll connect with the breath. So take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale. Then from here, take your hands to the ground, either side of your hips or maybe a little in front of the hips. Then pressing into the earth, see if the hips will come off the ground on an inhale, and then back down again. Uncross the legs and cross them the other way, and then give it another go on the other side, pressing into the ground and let the hips rise up. The next option is to straighten the legs. Keep the hands where they are, press into the ground, and maybe the hips will come off the ground. And as a final challenge, maybe take the heels off the ground as well, so the whole body is lifted up, and then exhale down. Great. Take the knees to one side and find yourself in a long plank. So just check that the hips are not too high or not too low, and your hands are underneath your shoulders. On the next inhale, you have the option of taking the right leg off the ground. Press the right heel back, and as you exhale, let it come down to the ground again. Other leg. Inhale the left leg off. Check that the left leg stays nice and straight. Exhale down. On the next inhale, this time the right arm can reach forward towards the front of the mat in line with the shoulder. Exhale down. Other side. Inhale the left arm off. Check that the hips are not swinging from side to side. Exhale down. And then from here you can rock forwards and backwards, checking the hips are not dipping down as you rock forwards. And then lift the hips back to downward facing dog. Keep the shoulders away from the ears by externally rotating the upper arms. Look down towards your knees or your stomach and press the whole palm into the ground. And remember, you can have the knees bent, especially in your first downward dog. No prizes for having straight legs. On the next inhale, take your right leg to the sky. That leg doesn't have to be high, but it is straight. As you exhale, come to plank, but squeeze the right knee into the chest. As you inhale, press the right heel back to plank. And as you exhale, the knee comes to the chest again, curling in the spine. Inhale, press the right heel all the way back and up to downward dog. And then exhale, bring the right leg down to the ground again. Other side. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Really press that left heel back. As you exhale, come to plank. Take the left knee to the center. Squeeze it in. Inhale, reach the left heel back in plank. Engage the stomach. As you exhale, reverse this. Knee comes to the chest, curling the spine. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, the left leg reaches down to the ground, downward facing dog. Great. Keep that breath going. If you found you held the breath, then return back to those inhales and exhales. You could even take your heels off the ground on your inhale, and then reach them back down as you exhale. Then take little baby steps towards the front of the mat. Once you're at the front, have the toes together, the heels slightly apart, and let your head hang down. Remember, you can have bent legs here. And then bending the knees even more, slowly, slowly begin to roll up through the spine until you come to standing. Nice. Nice tall mountain pose. Inhale, lift the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs, and as you exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale halfway up this time and take the hands to the waist. Now you want your shoulders to be in line with the hips and no lower, looking down to the ground underneath you. Stay here or take your hands nice and wide like an aeroplane. Keep the stomach engaged and keep breathing. And as you exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale halfway up this time, keep the fingertips on the ground. And as you exhale, step back to plank. Take a deep inhale in plank. And as you exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. The chest and chin comes down, elbows squeezed in. Drop the hips down, lift the heart to cobra. And as you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Now remember, if downward facing dog is a little too much for you today, maybe your arms are a little sore, then you can always drop down to child's pose, with your knees on the ground and sitting back on your heels. Great. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees, hips go back, and you look towards the hands. As you inhale, step towards the front of the mat, gaze towards the horizon, nice flat back. As you exhale, fold down, let the head drop down. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing, lift the hands above the head, look up. And as you exhale, take the hands to the heart in front of the chest, and then down beside you. Inhale, lift the hands up, look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up, take the hands to the waist. Maybe take them in line with the shoulders like an aeroplane. Or maybe even reach them even further forward towards the front, but keep the stomach engaged and the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, fold down. Inhale, gaze towards the horizon, keep the fingertips on the ground. And as you exhale, again, step back to plank. One more inhale in plank. And as you exhale, drop the knees down to the ground, chest and chin comes down. Inhale, hips drop down, shoulders drop away, lift the heart to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, and lift all the way back and up to downward facing dog. Now keep your breath nice and long in downward dog. Check you're not holding it. And with every inhale, see if the hips can reach even further towards the sky. And with every exhale, the heels and the hands will reach even further towards the ground. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees and look forwards. Inhale, step towards the front of the mat, gaze towards the horizon, flat back. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, take the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs, stomach stays engaged. And as you exhale, the hands come down to the chest in front of you, and then to the side. One more time. Inhale, lift up and look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, gaze forward, keep the fingertips on the ground. And as you exhale, step or jump back to plank. Now you can stay in plank, or on your next inhale, you can play with taking the right arm towards the front in line with the shoulder. Exhale down. Other side. Inhale the left arm off. Keep the stomach engaged. And exhale down. Inhale in plank. And as you exhale, lift the hips straight back to downward facing dog. Great. On your next inhale, take the left foot in between the hands. Cartwheel the arms open to warrior two. The right leg is straight. The back foot is 90 degrees. The left knee is directly over the left ankle. Arms are spread wide. On your inhale, straighten the left leg, reach forward in a diagonal with your left fingertips and turn the palm towards the sky. Now your whole body should be on an angle and your right arm can join your left, so both arms are parallel. Keep reaching those left fingertips towards the sky on a diagonal, and you can look over towards the right. Check you're not holding the breath here. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, spread the arms wide, left arm drops down to the inside of the left leg, and the right arm reaches to the sky to Trikonasana. Both legs stay straight, and you're looking towards the right fingertips. Take an inhale here. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come all the way up, and bend the left knee back to warrior two. Keep the legs where they are, but take the left hand to the inside of the left leg, and the right arm comes up and over the body, finding a connection between the right hand all the way down the side of the body to the right foot. Take one more inhale here, and as you exhale, look down to the ground and take your right arm down as well. Take your left knee underneath the left hip at a 90 degrees. Left arm stays on the ground and the right arm reaches back up again. You can stay here or you can join both legs in two long lines to side plank. Keep the hips lifted with every inhale and the right fingertips reaching towards the sky. Remember that left knee can stay underneath the hip for a bit more stability. Great. Now if both legs are straight, then take the right foot a little further forward than the left, so you're splitting the feet. Deep inhale. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the body in plank. Inhale, lift up and look up. Exhale, thread it underneath. Inhale one more time, lift up. This time, when you find yourself in plank, reach the right arm towards the front, same as we did at the beginning. And then exhale back to plank. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower from high plank to low plank. Keep the back straight. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the heart to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full deep inhale in downward dog. And exhale. Preparing for the other side. On the next inhale, take your right foot in between the hands. Bringing yourself all the way up to warrior two on the other side. Check that left leg is straight, right leg is bent, and the arms are spread wide. Really feel like you're expanding in your warrior two. You're not just sitting here. Great. On your next inhale, straighten the right leg. And as you exhale, reach forward on a diagonal with the right fingertips, turn the palm to the sky, and then the left arm joins the right, and you're looking over towards the left. Keep those right fingertips reaching forward on a diagonal. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, see if you can go a little further this time, straightening both legs, take one more inhale. And as you exhale, spread the hands wide, right arm comes to the inside of the right leg, and the left arm reaches towards the sky. One more inhale. And as you exhale, look down towards the right fingertips. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two. Keep the arms reaching away from each other. From here, the right arm comes to the inside of the right leg. The left arm comes up and over the head, and you're looking over towards the left. Keep that connection between the left fingertips down the side of the body to the left foot. Then looking down to the ground, take your left arm back down, and your right knee comes underneath the body. Use the right knee for a bit more stability as your left arm comes to the sky. And if both legs were straight on the first side, then you can join them now to a full side plank. Keep the hips lifted and keep the left fingertips reaching towards the sky. Great. One more deep inhale here. Then split the feet so the left foot is a little in front of the right. Looking up towards the left fingertips, take an inhale. And as you exhale, thread the left arm underneath the body. Inhale, lift up and look up. Exhale, thread. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, come to plank, but the left arm is reaching forward towards the front. And then take both arms down to plank. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, lower from high plank to low plank. Flip the toes over, lift the heart to upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now the next bit can be a little wobbly. But think of it as an experiment, just to test where your balance and where your core strength is today. On the next inhale, take the right foot in between the hands. The left foot comes to 45 degrees and bring yourself up to warrior one with the hands reaching forward. Keep the legs where they are and take the hands to the waist. Then rotating the left heel so the heel is off the ground and transferring the weight into the right leg. The left leg comes off the ground. Now as that left leg begins to lift even further up, the chest comes a little further down. You can keep the hands on the waist, or maybe take them wide like an airplane, or maybe even take them further towards the front of the mat. Nice. Keep that stomach nice and strong. And as you exhale, take the right arm down to the ground, and you can bend the right knee as much as you need to, as the left arm reaches towards the sky. Keep that left heel reaching towards the back and the top of the head reaching towards the front. That's what's really going to help you here. Exhale the left arm down, keep the left leg off, Then here, have a little play with taking the right arm off the ground. It's a little more wobbly. Maybe keep your gaze down to the ground, or maybe take your gaze towards the side, or even to the right fingertips. Great. I fell over there. I get 10 points. And from here, let the head drop down. Let the hands come a little closer towards the right leg, and the left leg reaches up even more. Remember, you can keep that right leg bent if you need to. Then from here, step back to a long plank. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, lower from high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Great. Other side. Inhale the left leg in between the hands. Reach up to warrior one. Then from here, take your hands to the waist. Transfer the weight into the left leg. Rotate that right heel off the ground, transfer forward, and the right heel comes off. Pressing that right heel back, the leg begins to lift higher and higher as the chest comes down towards the ground. Keep the arms where they are, or you can take them in line with the shoulders like an aeroplane, or you can take them further towards the front. Whatever version you had on the first side. Just check you're not allowing the chest to drop down. You want it to stay in line with the hips. Then from here, taking the left arm down to the ground. Keep the right heel reaching back as the right fingertips begin to reach up towards the sky. So really feel like all four limbs are reaching away from your center. And then the fifth limb, the head, is reaching towards the front. Nice. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, drop the right arm down and have a little play with taking the left arm off the ground. Again, you might fall over, but just come straight back to it if you do, without beating yourself up. One more inhale here. Exhale, drop the left arm back down to the ground. Walk the hands towards the foot, and the right foot comes towards the sky. Great. Lifting that right foot as high as it'll go. Remember, you can bend the left knee if you need to. Then step the right foot back, left leg joins it, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths in downward dog, resetting the body. Then taking the knees down to the ground, take the sit bone back to the heels, then drop your bum to one side so you can take your legs in front of you. Take the hands behind the thighs, lift the chest, and take the toes off the ground. Maybe lift the shins up so they're in line with your knees. Maybe take the hands in line with the shin. Keep the chest really lifted here. Then really keeping the stomach engaged. As you exhale, straighten the legs and bring yourself down to a dish shape. Inhale up, bring the knees to the chest. Exhale down. Inhale up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale down. Then inhale halfway up. Keep the shoulders in line with the knees as you rock side to side. Really check that the chest stays in line with the knees in front of you. You'll really feel it in your stomach. Come back to center. Inhale all the way up. Couple of breaths here. And then exhale, give yourself a hug. Dropping the eyes to the knees. Now for the next sequence, you'll have a few options, so really take the one that works for you. Have the hands behind the thighs, lift the toes off. Either stay here or extend the left leg to the front, just off the ground. Maybe the right arm will reach behind you. Maybe the left arm will come off the right leg and reach towards the front. Keep the stomach engaged. Take one more inhale here, then bring everything back to the center. Other side. Toes come off, hands are behind the thighs. Extend the right leg towards the front, just off the ground. Maybe the left arm will reach towards the back. Maybe the right arm will reach towards the front. Keep the breath going. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, bring everything to the front again. Squeeze your knees in. And give yourself a hug. Nice. From here, crossing the legs, placing the hands either side of the hips, like we did at the beginning. pressing the hands into the ground and lifting the bum off the ground. Great. Uncrossing the legs and crossing them the other way, pressing into the earth, lifting the bum off. Exhale down. Try it again with the legs straight. Engage the stomach, squeeze it in as you press into the ground, lifting the bum off. Maybe trying this again, or maybe the feet will come off the ground as well. Nice. Then bring yourself down, shuffle yourself forward onto your mat so you can lie onto your back. Bend the knees, take the hands down to the ground, and then swing the knees towards the forehead and take your hands to your back, lengthening your legs out behind your head. Now your legs might stay on or off the ground, and you have the choice of resting your knees on the forehead as well. If your legs are on the ground, then interlace your fingers behind the back and draw your arms down towards the ground. And simply stay here. Keep the breath going as always, finding that nice stretch down the back of the spine and in the neck. You also have the choice of bending the knees either side of the ears to Kanapidasana, ear pressure pose. Keep the breath going and allow the weight of the legs to simply sink down either side of your ears. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Then either take the hands to the back for extra support or keep the hands on the ground as you slowly begin to roll down vertebra by vertebra, all the way down to lying on your back, lowering the legs down with control. Taking the hands underneath the pelvis with the palms facing down. As you inhale, lift the heart towards the sky, have the elbows right underneath you, and as you exhale, let the head drop back to fish pose. As you inhale, bring the chin to the chest. As you exhale, roll all the way down onto your back and squeeze your knees in towards the chest. Now keeping the right knee squeezed to the chest, lengthen the left leg to the ground, but keep it just off, and then extend the right leg to the sky. Take a deep inhale here, and then exhale, let your head drop down to the ground. Keeping hold of the right foot and flexing both toes towards you. Inhale, lift the body all the way up and reach up towards the heel. Exhale, down. Little sit up. Inhale, reach up, keep the shoulders off the ground. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift up, this time stay here, squeeze in the stomach, look up towards your right toes, and as you exhale, drop down and squeeze both knees in towards the chest. Other side. Lengthen the right leg down, just off the ground, and extend the left leg towards the sky. Squeeze in your stomach, lift your forehead towards your knee, and then exhale, let it drop back down again. Flex both toes back towards you. Hands reach up towards the heel, lift up on an inhale, exhale down. Inhale, lift, look up towards your left toes, exhale down. Couple more of these. And then on your final one, lift up and stay here. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Shoulders are off the ground. And exhale down. Squeeze both knees towards the chest. Now keeping the knees bent, cross the left leg over the right and maybe even take the left foot behind the right calf. Hands are spread nice and wide, and then let both knees rock towards the right. And you're looking over towards your left fingertips. So you're finding a nice twist in the spine, all the way up to the top of the head. And then breathe. Allow the breath to slow down. And allow the weight of the body to find this twist. Really give yourself this time to let the body release. And keep breathing. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Great. One final inhale. And as you exhale, draw the knees towards the center again and cross the legs the other way. So the right is over the left this time. Then again, allow the weight of the legs to fall to the left, keeping the right arm extended to the side and looking at the right fingertips. Keep breathing, allowing the legs to release, and for the shoulders and the neck to be free of any tension. Take a couple more inhales and exhales. Then on your next inhale, draw both knees in towards the chest. Uncross the legs. Take hold of the shins. And then split the knees nice and wide. Hold onto the feet on the inside. And allow the knees to drop to the side in Happy Baby. The heels are reaching towards the sky. Just allow the weight of the arms to pull the knees in towards the side. Bring the legs together. Inhale, bring your forehead towards the knees. And as you exhale, let everything drop down to Shavasana. Have your feet wider than hip distance. Your hands are away from the body. And the eyes are closed. Letting go of any muscle engagement. Allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. And enjoy simply being here. With every exhale, see if the body will melt a little further, switching off all the muscles. Take a final deep inhale and exhale. Then slowly begin to roll onto your right hand side. Have the knees bent and allow your head to rest on the back of your hand. Take a moment here. Then in your own time, press your hands into the ground and come up to a sitting position. The legs are crossed, the hands are in prayer in front of the chest, and the eyes are closed. One more final inhale. And as you exhale, bow the head to the heart. Namaste. If you want to build on this class, then check out the other videos in the series and check out my website for more yoga for surfers.